What's going on, everybody? Welcome to another episode of the Creatives Podcast. I am your co-host, Tevin Brown.
And I'm your other co-host, Simone Campbell.
And Simone, my fellow audiences, members, I've been working in film for a minute. Now, I remember kind of like, if you guys have seen the previous episode where we talked about each other, came from Florida, moved to Albuquerque, really pursued film. One of my biggest inspirations for getting into film was The Fresh Prince of Bel-Air. Now, the OG one with Will Smith. I know they had like the newer one come out that's a lot more dramatic. That one I like too, but there's just something about the OG. And I remember the episode I can never forget that just like cemented The Fresh Prince for me as like a show that I absolutely loved and needed to watch was the episode with Will Smith's father, where he finally found his dad and they had this long conversation. And then it was the monologue at the end between him and Uncle Phil about why didn't his dad want him. So taking that, just that inspiration of just how deeply film can connect with us. I moved out to Albuquerque. I started working on so many different productions, and I get onto two different projects that ultimately shaped my life in a way that I never thought possible. One was Oppenheimer with Christopher Nolan. And on that one, I got positioned on a lockup because I was a production assistant directly in front of the grip truck, which brings us to today's guest. He is, at times, been a key grip for smaller productions. He's also been a Dolly grip. He is also currently the local Iatse 480's vice president. Hello. He is also my abandoned father that I found after 23 years, Alex Cintron. Alex, thank you so much for being on the show today, and thank you so much for taking accountability.
What an intro.
Thank you.
You're welcome, Tevin. And unfortunately, I can't dance like Ben Vereen. I wish I could. and if I could, I would get up on stage and do that dance.
Absolutely.
You know, but I can't.
I understand.
Just a little bit bigger, you know.
Honestly, the stage would probably break if you tried to dance on it, so it's probably for the best.
Shots fired.
That's okay. I understand. You know, but can we talk for a minute, Tevin? Can we talk?
I was gonna fight you.
If possible, I'd like to go ahead and reference as many Tevin Campbell's.
We can talk for a minute before you say goodbye, and then it's just I'm alone with Simone.
I understand. We'll go round and round.
Yeah, so I guess the first thing we can talk about is how did you get started in Iatse?
So I was very lucky as well. I had an entirely different life, an entirely different career after I left your mama. I went ahead and came to New Mexico. When I moved here, I actually went into finance. I was did a lot of financing. I was a banker. I was an accountant, and then I was dying inside. Honestly,
that'll do it.
Finance. Yeah, that will definitely do it. That
no
will
offense,
definitely do it.
But a little bit.
I was lucky enough that I have a brother as well that's in the industry that, saw what we did since we were kids, knowing that we love movies, we love film, we love TV, similar to your experience. I mean, saw every movie I could as the babysitter, didn't have babysitter, had VHS tapes, and he was wonderful enough to get me a phone call. And I started carrying sandbags and never looked back. That's how I got started in film.
Sandbag in each, on each arm.
Sandbag in each hand. Just dead weight, kind of like my long lost son. But
right here on this couch.
Just kidding. I was very blessed to meet wonderful people. Just like Tevin said, I've met mentors, I've met other creatives, and I've got to meet people and connect with people in a way in film that I was always unable to connect with anyone else in any other industry, because it's just magical. It's just magical. Running into people, on Oppenheimer, that you turn around and just form a lifelong friendship and lifelong goals, whether or not I owe child support.
That's right. I'm loving every moment of this. I know. I was like, I can't wait to be a bystander. That's awesome. Okay, so what is like being part of that world like meant to you? Obviously, reconnecting with your long lost son, but beyond that, how does it help you flex your creative muscles and your maybe normal muscles too?
Well, all of it. The creativity really comes because with what I do as, especially in the grip world, Dolly grip, just being that guy on set, our job is to just fix any problem that arises, right? So anything that comes up when it comes to facilitating camera movement or facilitating adjustments for actors or adjustments on stage, the grips basically where people say the handyman, but I say the masterminds. We have a giant set of, like a giant erector set, and we have, all these little tools and tricks that we can use to creatively adjust or move or pin or rig what has to happen for the camera to see what the camera needs to see. On the film sets, we get to come together with all the other creatives on how we can best serve them, best help them. And for me, that in and of itself is a huge creative process and task. Mm-hmm. So,
absolutely.
Yeah, and then physically, I don't have to work out as much because we carry sandbags. And I put a 500, 600 pound dolly around all day long with another man that weighs 200, or person, man, woman that weighs 200 pounds, and then carry a camera around that's 40, 50 pounds. So, it's way better than sitting in a chair in the office.
Doing mindless work.
Yeah.
And you get to experience different locations, different places, see the culture of different places. Even if it's locally, you go from here to Lamy, or you go to Santa Fe, or you go to Las Cruces, or you go to Los Alamos, and I mean, we get to see the most incredible sunrises and the most incredible sunsets, and sometimes in the same day. Mm-hmm. So,
yep, that's how it
goes. Maybe in reverse, So.
Wow. Mm-hmm.
No, I'll admit, I love the way you put that. That was really beautiful, especially with seeing the sunrise and sunsets on the same day.
I know you can see it in your eyes too. You're like, yeah.
I guess clarifying one piece that I know what the answer to, and I feel like a lot of our viewers may or may not know the answer to, but just in case for those who don't, what is a dolly?
Okay, so thank you for asking that. I mean, to clarify, a dolly is a specialized piece of equipment that, for lack of a better way to put, it's like a giant, it's a sled that normally we put the camera on, articulating arm. So the arm can, what we call boom, it can rise and lower hydraulically. And then the machine itself can move, forward, backwards, side to side, turn, go in circles. We also utilize specialized track, kind of like miniature railroad track that we lay down, that then we can facilitate a movement, a solid movement back and forth. And we do all that, the machine is designed to do that very smoothly. So that way we can transition seamlessly while making a shot. So for example, when you're watching a movie, if the two of you were sitting here on the couch, during a discussion, the camera may float from one person across to the other person and then come back. Normally that's done with a dolly shot, where the camera person would be sitting on the machine, then we would have the camera as well, and then someone like myself would be facilitating the movement of the camera and the person at the same time. Sorry, it looks like a dance, because it is.
Totally.
It definitely is a dance between the operator, the dolly person, the dolly grip, the actors, and anyone else that maybe have to deal with that scene, sound or what have you. Mm-hmm. So hopefully that answers your question.
Mm-hmm. No, I think you did a good job.
Yeah, definitely.
For once.
Thanks.
Good clarity too.
trying to bounce back after 26 years.
Is it working? He's redeeming
Time will
himself.
tell.
He's like, we'll see after. So it seems like a special opportunity and like a special position to be in, to be able to also encounter a lot of other creative people and work with some really incredible actors, like locally, maybe beyond, especially since you worked on Oppenheimer. What has it been like meeting people from all walks of life, all sides of the spectrum of like fame or otherwise?
It's been amazing. The entire ride has been amazing. I mean, okay, Oppenheimer was a wonderful film.
Yeah.
But I mean, everything like from Oppenheimer down to an indie has incredible people within it, right?
Always.
And so, like, I'm glad that I was on Oppenheimer. I was not the Dolly grip on Oppenheimer. I will say that. I was, you know, a grip. I was helping the Dolly grip out with that. But, you know, every aspect of every tier holds that specialness where in that particular position as a Dolly grip, you do get to interact with, you know, the actors and the creatives right there on set, and you get to dance. And most of the people, you know, are wonderful to deal with, are wonderful to interact with. You know, we all have experiences where it may not have been the best, but those people as well we learn from.
Yeah.
We learn how to conduct ourselves and hold ourselves in different tiers of movies and tiers of sets, or around different levels or different levels of fame. Let's say it that way, of actors. But that does not mean that a high level actor would act different than a low level.
Right.
It's just really a situation where someone's inner personality will come out because you are in a position that is usually a tight space, a cramped space, or if it's not, it's a high stress environment because you're trying to do these moves that are crazy and big, you know.
Right.
You know, we're kind of like the driver of the caddy. We're not necessarily the guy riding in it, you know?
Yeah, that's true. And that's why you're so strong.
And sometimes you get looked at like you're the dude that just, yeah, I'm just the guy back here. What's up?
Along for the ride, literally.
I'm just here.
Yeah, no, absolutely. I love that.
No, I love the way you put the tiers, because I think that so beautifully puts it, and it at times feels so hard to explain that, because I've had like conversations where it's been like talking to people about like Oppenheimer versus Loud House, and how there's so many moments that the sets just felt the same, but you're talking about Oppenheimer and Loud House from like the outside view.
But we were both on both.
And we both were both.
Yeah.
How did I do it?
That's the duality of man right there. That's so good.
And I guess thinking of that and thinking of the whole spectrum of all of it, what have been some of your favorite moments through it?
Wow. There's so many great things that have evolved out of this. So there's personal achievements that would be great, right? So like for my fellow Dolly grips out there, people, operators and everything, like when you hit this crazy move where like, again, not a huge movie, but I was with a wonderful camera op, you know, Jürgen Wanderman, right? And like we did this crazy move where, you know, we ran this way and then pulled it back, moved this way, and then stopped it, boom, at the same time, you know, to open it up. And it's like, oh, we nailed that. Yeah. That's wonderful.
Yes.
But it's equally as wonderful to sit there and set the camera and see like a true artist just work and get lost in the moment of making a film.
Totally.
And watch like other creatives get deep, right? It's also equally awe-inspiring to go on a set and be lost on the set for a little bit. like when I did Him, that movie Him, it'll come out in September. That set was amazing. Like they built this set that had no straight walls for an interior of a house. And you would go in there and I would just literally get lost because it was so realistic.
Yeah.
Then you pop out of the other end and like, oh yeah, I'm in a set.
Yeah.
But the creative people that did that, you know, it's all a book of magic. You know, we joke because I'll walk around singing weird stuff all the time, and it's like I always sing Willy Wonka, it's the world of pure imagination.
100%.
Except for finding your son and then getting a court summons.
I know, that's pretty real, right?
See,
And I hit real.
Yeah,
I was
he's
wondering
like-
if that was going to come in for the side of like one of the highlights, but that's fine.
He's like, I love
was
being
waiting.
court. That was great.
It was all right.
Whatever.
But definitely, every day that I'm able to go and work in this business is a highlight.
Mm-hmm.
The people that I've met, the places that I've gone, the things that I've done, it's in such a contrast to the first half or 3/4 of my life that it's all a blessing.
Mm-hmm.
It's all a blessing, to be able to be creative and put your stamp on whatever you're doing. It's pretty cool.
Absolutely.
Just look at his face and look at mine.
Yeah, I know. That's your stamp right there. Somewhere in there.
Well, speaking of putting stamps and segueing away from
Your father.
bullying me. So, congratulations, Vice President
Thank you.
of the Local
Yes.
480.
Thank you. Vice President number 3.
Vice President number 3.
Yeah, we have a few.
Okay.
So
Okay.
we have 4 total vice presidents.
1/3 of the presidents.
Yeah.
Nice.
So it's a large board. We just 480 just got back our autonomy, which is amazing, which is wonderful.
Good.
Wonderful board, wonderful group of people that are there ready to really lead our union back out there onto the field, so to speak. So,
Good.
sorry.
What was, no, that's fine. No, I think that was honestly perfectly said, because I think with just everything going on, I think it's really, really good that we have autonomy again. I think that was really big and something that was affecting us for a hot minute.
Yeah.
What was the journey into the decision of moving for one of the vice president positions?
I do want to start by saying a heartfelt thank you to all the trustees from our international that did come in, help us get straightened back out, help us get back on track. They did a wonderful job. They're wonderful people, and we do send a heartfelt thank you to you all. The reason why I got involved, and I've always kind of tried to get involved, is you can't complain about something if you don't do anything about it. And yes, we work in an industry where it's hard. We've had long hours. Like when I started, 14, 16-hour days were normal, right? So it's a hard industry. Like we joked about, sometimes you see the sunset and the sunrise on the same day,
Yep.
And the union is there to help make sure we're protected, help make sure that we're getting our benefits, we're getting things that we as workers in this industry do deserve. But all too often I do hear several people, stating that they have complaints about how things are run, they have complaints about how things are going. And honestly, at first I was just like, yeah, you pay your dues and call it a day. But really, there's a system there for us to be involved as 480 members. It is a democracy. It is a place where all of us can run for an office. It is a place where all of us can go in and vote for who we want to be representing us. It is a place where we can go have our voices heard, during meetings, during interactions. And so if we don't take advantage of that, then how do you complain about it? And all too often I have heard, unfortunately, members have said, I've never been to a meeting. Well, that's on you. If I'm never there, I can't complain about how Tevin turned out.
No, exactly. Just so annoying.
Sorry to tie that back in. Is that a little too much?
But
for
I
you?
can complain.
True. But honestly, that's what spurned that. Again, great mentors, that that while I was there, I'd be like, hey, look at this, look at that. What do you think about this? What do you think about that? Let's move this forward.
Mm-hmm.
So
Absolutely. No, that's huge. I love it. And I'm curious what, I guess, pivoting just a little bit, whether it's with Iatse or with any of the grippery that you're doing, what projects, exactly, yeah. Gonna take it and run with that, yep. Yep. Do you have projects coming up that you're excited about? Any that you can disclose or any that you just closed up?
Nah, I mean, I just, I was able to do a few things here and there. There's a couple things that bounce around.
Mm-hmm.
One of the projects that I'm most excited about that really jazzed me, a buddy of mine had actually a film that I was able to do out in California. I was able to go key a real low budget out there and everything. But
Sweet.
again, it doesn't matter the tier; it matters the people. And I mean, it was magical, and I'm looking forward to that coming out. And we'll, when the time comes, I'll put stuff out or whatever what it's called. But that was a lot of fun because
Yep.
again, this is called the creatives. It's like we all just need to keep being creative. Whether it's with video or photos or painting or whatever, stained glass, sandblasting, whatever. It all lends to, if we talk about film, all of us doing different art on the side really lends to how we view things. So, I think the excitement can come from, a painting that you're doing. For me, it's like I do a lot of like landscape photography. I do, I do a lot of weird stuff. I do a little painting here and there. I do like a little bit of whatever I can get my hands on, and a lot of grippery, building crazy shit. So, keep the juices flowing,
Mm-hmm.
then the excitement will come, right?
Absolutely. Yeah, and having various outlets, it's such a joy.
Yeah, especially in this era, in this time. When we're working on bigger and larger productions, unfortunately, a lot of our overall energy gets zapped. Where we're on a constant treadmill pace. It's literally wake up, boom, go, get out there. You eat breakfast on set, you work, you eat lunch or second meal on set. You come home, you go to sleep. The weekend comes, it's like I got to do laundry.
Mm-hmm.
And then you're like, all right, I got to spend a little time with my relationship. And then you're like, let me get back.
Yep.
So I think that like in these eras and these times where we have a little bit of down, you can find creativity and art in the downtime as well, and not just through the traditional mediums. One of my running jokes as a dolly grip is like whenever I cut the grass, they're like, what are you doing today? I'm like, dolly grip practice.
Mm-hmm. That's
Because
true.
I'm pushing something, I'm seeing where it's going, I'm doing it smoothly.
Yep.
My buddy Walter Thompson Hernandez, he's a close friend of mine, and he's the one I did the movie with. He said it best: we're always practicing. And I think if we just hold that in our heart and know, like, whenever we're doing something, we're always practicing, then we stay excited.
Mm. Oh, I love that. Oh.
I love that a lot. And while we're rounding out, kind of the final question I want to give, as well as thank you for coming on the show.
Thank you for having me.
As much as we crack jokes,
Thank you
like
as
this
well.
guy genuinely is.
I know it was tough.
It's a little tough to be serious around Alex. But just, is there anywhere that people can follow you and look at some of your landscape photography if you want?
I'm just me.
Yeah.
Me. So like, if you want to see the work I did in film, you can look me up on IMDb. If you want to check me on Instagram, it's Changomitsu, XANGOMITSU. Gotta have that old video game handle from way back in the day. And don't even change it. Just keep it up.
Me too.
Yeah, at least I got rid of some of the emails that was childish in the past. But yeah, and then if you ever need to find me, Iatse 480 go look at that website. Anybody that's interested in film, period, should really take a look at the Iatse 480 website. Go to the website. It has good information. Go to the international Iatse website. Even though you can't necessarily get into the members area at first, it still has a bunch of wonderful information and contact information and how to get onto the overflow list. And I know that at this period of time, without everything being super busy, it doesn't make sense. But now's the perfect time to look at getting onto the overflow list, to meet the different things that you need to do to get on that list. That way, when the time does come and we do expand and we are busy, we have a base and pool that we can pull from.
Yeah.
So I do definitely recommend that everybody that's interested look at that website.
Sounds good.
And like I said, for me, you'll find me. I'll be somewhere.
Send it down. Yeah, I mean, you did, so. Yeah. Alex, thank you so much for being on.
Thank you very much for having me.
Absolutely.
Guys, thank you so much for tuning into another episode. Now, this film was a little crazy, seeing my film dad here for the first time. And catch us on a future episode of Maury or Jerry Springer if you can. Thank you so much. Thank you so much to Studio 519 for letting us film here. Thank you so much to our sponsors and our producers. Thank you so much to my amazing co-host Simone.
And thank you to my amazing co-host Tevin Brown.
And thank you to RME Entertainment for letting us stream there, as well as Catharsis Media for letting us stream on their channel. You can catch us now on RME Free TV, Channel 96, Channel 26, YouTube, our OGs. Please be sure to like, comment, and subscribe. Thank you so much for tuning in every week. And once again, my name is Tevin Brown.
And I'm Simone Campbell.
And have a great night.